From Gosh's paddock in the shadows of Amy Stadium, we welcome you to Melbourne training in another pre-season report here on AFL.com.au. I'm Matt Thompson, this is Pete Ryan, he covers the Ds for us here online. And Pete, there are a lot of new faces on the track.
Yeah, good to be here, Matt. It's exciting. Only a couple of weeks to NAB Cup, and we've got Melbourne with an almost completely new list. They've got Shannon Burns, David Roden, Chris Dawes, alongside with the talented Tompus and Viney. And Melbourne supporters had a rough patch last year, but I think they've got a little bit more to be excited about.
Now, the coaching staff, for them, it's their second year, Mark Neild's second year. They've been able to, I think, be a bit more demanding on the playing list this pre-season.
Yeah, I think they benefited from last year, the year they had to have. They've come back a lot fitter this pre-season. They've been able to implement their plans a lot more quickly than they were able to at the start of 2012.
We've been talking to assistant coach Jade Rawlings about that.
Yeah, a lot of changes since we started last year, and yeah, I think 15 players have been either left and come in, so really pleased with how I've been able to integrate into the group and understand how we want them to do things.
For Demons fans watching at home, some smokies, I guess, some players that probably don't get talked about as much that are really impressing you personally on the track this pre-season.
Yep. Nicholson and McDonald, from a backline perspective, have taken their fitness levels to a new level. Nathan Jones, who's our reigning club champion, has taken his game to another level. The forward line's starting to have some real shape, so I know that Lee Brown's been really happy with the form of Sam Blease down forward. The introduction of Pedersen and Dawes has made a real difference to the shape of our forward line, and yeah, new players like Viney and Tompus have impressed us, along with Kent. And Dean Turlick's been very impressive from South Australia, Matt Jones from Box Hill. So we feel as though the ones we've had here have really consolidated themselves, and our new players have really made an imprint already.
You mentioned Viney and Tompus, your highest profile draft picks. Are they going to be ready to play at the start of the season, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Tompus did have a couple of surgeries last year, so they've been a bit more careful with his loads, but Viney's done a lot of the pre-season, but he's also been held back, being an 18-year-old kid, that he can't do the loads of 7- and 8-year conditioned players, so they'll be ready to be available for round one.
A few injuries, just to quickly whip through. Trengove, Clark, and also Dawes, we noticed, of course, he's had that calf issue.
Yeah, Trengove's foot was an issue before Christmas, so he's out of the boot now and would be probably 4 to 6 weeks away from being able to ready to play. So that would mean hopefully practice match series, the end of, he'll be available. Clark's still a work in progress. We've been really patient with Mitch. It's a severe injury, the foot injury that he had, and we're treating it almost like a reconstruction of the foot, akin to an ACL. But he will be ready to go early in the season. And Dawes had a minor calf, so he's back in full training. And we've got a healthy list. We've got 40 players training today, which you don't usually get presented with 40 players for a main training session. So we're really happy with the condition of the group.
You concerned about anything then?
No, we're flying.
Thanks very much. Jade Rawlings having a bit of fun with us here in the club rooms at Amy Park just behind us a short time ago. So Pete, just before we go, great news for Demons fans is that two blokes we've already mentioned, Viney and Tompus, we expect to see them in round one.
Yeah, I think every Melbourne supporter you talk to is excited about Viney and Tompus, and they've been talking about them for probably the last, well, at least Viney for the last 6 months. Tompus was a surprise to most Melbourne supporters, and they are pretty excited. And Jade Rawlings has every right to be optimistic when everyone's optimistic. January and a good time of the year.
All right, Pete, thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Matt.
Pete Ryan with us. That is our report from Demons Training.